Howdy, y'all. Welcome to Hazenboro Craftworks here on the Hazenboro Homestead and our humble whiskey room. I'm the Alchemist, and
I'm the Whiskey Wimp.
And we're continuing on this week with our bourbon blind of the last 3 weeks of the Hazenboro reviews. We started out with the budget bourbons, and now we're moving on to bourbons under $30. And once again, total transparency. Always try to be transparent on this channel. We are pre-recording all these videos, and we're getting them all done in one night. How you holding up, Whiskey Wimp?
I'm hanging in there. It's been quite the night so far.
All right. So I think we're having a good time. What do you think?
I'm having a great time.
Yeah. And we're helping the Whiskey Wimp on his bourbon journey, his whiskey journey. We're not just doing all bourbons. We're going to do whiskey of all kinds, but this week just happens to all be bourbons. So it's pretty much 3 flights, and we're doing it because the Whiskey Wimp, he's a noob. So we're set up here, just to recap, for a beginner, for a whiskey noob. We've got cucumber water to cleanse the palate, and here we've got some coffee to cleanse the nose. And for any of y'all who aren't aware, cucumber is a very good palate cleanser. It takes the grease off the palate. It takes other flavors off the palate. And coffee is very good for the nose. It's one of the purest things to cleanse any other, anything else that you've got on your nose. So it cleanses it and starts you fresh. So once again, just like we talked before we started our other video on the budget bourbons, as we do our bourbons under $30, if you need to cleanse your palate at any time, if you need to cleanse your nose, feel free.
Alrighty.
So as we start today, what we've got is Wild Turkey 101, under $30. And we've got Buffalo Trace. Now, last week we talked about Buffalo Trace. Buffalo Trace is under $30 most everywhere in the country. So this is why it hit the list. But I don't know if you've ever bought yourself a bottle of Buffalo Trace in Watertown, have you?
I have not bought a bottle of Buffalo Trace in Watertown.
Okay, here in Watertown, South Dakota, Buffalo Trace is not under 30, but it's not all about me. It's not all about the Alchemist. It's about all y'all. So since it hits under $30 most everywhere in the country, it hit the list. The other one we've got here is Jim Beam Black. Jim Beam Black is a 7-year, and this one does hit the under $30 list. So, you ready to dive in, Whiskey Wimp?
I am ready to dive in after this one question.
All right, what do you got?
Is there a particular type of coffee that we should consider when we're doing our sniffs?
Well, the only thing I would stay away from is any of the flavored coffees. I would go with just a natural coffee bean, unflavored, so you don't get any, candy flavors like a caramel coffee or a hazelnut, anything on there.
Yeah.
I would just go with a standard bean.
I can see that it could take your sniffs that way.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Absolutely. Okay. So that's what we have here. We just have a standard bean. All right.
This.
So I'm going to take a little cucumber water, because we did just tape the budget bourbons, so under $20. And now we're going for all of our under 30s. And I'm ready to roll.
I'm ready.
Again, ready to roll.
I see what you did there.
Roll your Glen.
Roll
like we
Glen.
talked about in our
official Glens.
That's right. Coat that Glen with your whiskey. And when I coat it too,
is there a way I'm supposed to hold this? Like if I hold it up here versus down here, does that change anything?
I always hold it on the stem. And then when you hold it up to the light, after you coat it, you can see how high you got the whiskey, and you can see how viscous it is.
Viscous.
You can see the legs on it.
Now you've heard that. Okay, so you're throwing a lot of whiskey terms at me.
Okay.
I didn't know whiskey had legs.
So, okay. When I call it legs, hold it up to the light. And you see how that whiskey slowly comes back down
Oh, yes.
the glen?
Uh-huh.
Those are the legs.
Oh.
And when you see how slowly it comes down
Mm-hmm.
and how thickly it coats, that's kind of a way you can tell how viscous it is or how thin it is.
This one's got legs that don't quit, I promise.
There you go. So now I'm going to give it a quick nose before I give it a sip. And as usual, I'm going to need my sip or two or three.
Once again, I'm getting whiskey on that first sip.
That's all right. I'm getting all sorts of deliciousness.
Oh, yeah? Well, tell me about it.
No, you first. I'm not going to taint your journey.
Okay, I might need to take another poll before I can give you my honest assessment.
All right, you go right ahead.
I'm curious. Are these the same glasses we used in the last blind we did tonight?
They are the same glasses, but I did wash them good and I did rinse them.
What's your process?
Okay, well, I don't know if you noticed my bottles up there on hanging on the shelf.
Yeah, I see those.
So I've got one bottle that I've got a really light Dawn water in.
What's Dawn water?
Dawn dish soap.
Oh, okay.
So I just put a very light Dawn solution in it, and I spritz the glass heavily with the Dawn solution, and then I've got a Glencairn bottle brush.
Wait, an official Glencairn?
It actually is.
Oh, wow.
If you go to the Glencairn website, they do have a. Okay, I'm going to throw something out here right now before I finish this explanation. My beautiful bride, and I can't express enough how I love my bride, but she gives me some labels that I live with. I wear the label with pride. But my beautiful bride has labeled me a whiskey snob.
Really?
And yes, she has. Yes, she has. And this is one of the reasons. I bought the official Glencairn brush, and what I do is I take that Dawn solution, and I then with very hot water, I spritz the Glen very well with that solution. I take the official Glencairn brush, and I scrub it out inside and out, and I spritz it inside and out, of course, with that solution. Then I take very hot water, and I rinse it thoroughly, set it aside. Did that with all these Glens. And then I take, my beautiful bride has also bought me these nice, is it a cotton? Right? What are those white towels? A nice old fashioned cotton towel, right? Yeah. So they're lint free. They don't leave debris on it. It's all white. They get washed separately, so they're very clean.
You wash them separately from other towels?
They are washed separately. And then I have one that I dry the Glens with, and then I have a separate towel. And you see the other bottle over there is a vodka rinse. So it's only straight vodka. It's not a flavored vodka. It's a vodka. Actually, a friend of mine owns Glacial Lakes Distillery, and it's his top shelf vodka. It's odorless. It's tasteless. So I spritz it with the vodka. So in my mind, what I'm doing is any debris left or any residue left from the Dawn water then that could be on the glass, then you're taking any leftover debris, you're taking any residue, any flavor, anything that could be left on that Glen, and you're getting it off with that vodka rinse, because that vodka then is an alcohol. It can strip anything that's left on that Glen off. And also you get a nice shine. You get a nice look on that Glen too. So you also get a presentation. So you get a nice clean Glen. You get a nice There's nothing left on that Glen, and then also you get a nice presentation. So yeah, my wife over there, my beautiful bride over there, she just put her pinky out and made a nice look at me. So yeah, she has labeled me as a whiskey snob. I kind of wear it as a badge of honor because yes, I am a whiskey snob. But you get a presentation, you get a Glen that's not tainted with anything else. If I have FOMO of anything that comes to whiskey, it's fear of missing out on the best flavor, best nose, anything in my whiskey. So I want to make sure I'm getting the best taste. I make sure I'm getting every nose that's in that whiskey. So this is what I do in all my whiskey glasses. I do it on my cocktail glasses too. I hand wash them all.
Well, it sounds like the way to not miss out on getting all the flavor you can is being a Karen about cleaning your Glens. Huh?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Say that.
Thank you. Please say that again loud enough so my wife can hear it as she laughs at me over there.
Now let me ask.
Everyone out there who's watching this video, I wish I had a camera on my beautiful bride so you can see how she's laughing at my whiskey snobbery.
We'll get her in the shower one of these days. That'll be good content.
Bougie redneck.
The bougie redneck.
Right,
that's a great handle.
So my oldest boy gave me that label years ago. So I don't even think my son watches any of my YouTube videos, but if you're watching, son, there you go. He gave me the label one time because of my old Farmall 460 tractor that he was working on for me, and he said if I could have an iPad on my tractor to work everything with, no cab, I would give up the cab if I can have an iPad on it to make it work because I'm a bougie redneck. So there you go, y'all.
And any viewers out there who feel like sending Alchemist a gift, some Glencairn towels for his glasses would be optimal.
There you go. So you getting anything yet? Whiskey noob on this one?
Oh, I'm about to retaste the A again. Are we still on the A?
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty grainy one, Alchemist. There's some sweetness there. Is it common for it takes a minute for flavors to set in?
Absolutely.
That's felt like a straight up 5 seconds.
Absolutely.
I'm still waiting to see if other flavors are gonna come in. Definitely a graininess. I almost want. Can I guess what might be in my glass?
You can go right ahead.
It kind of reminds me of college, so I'm gonna say maybe Jim Beam. But yeah, that it's tasty. It's got that nice sweet trail to it. And I want to say almost like a lemon, but I've never. But yeah, the smell and the initial grain just reminded me of drinking the Jim Beam, right?
There is a Jim Beam 7 here.
Yeah, it reminds me of Jim Beam in college, but better. So I don't know if I could ever got Jim Beam 7 in college, but that's kind of my guess there. So
all right,
but definitely that's a good one. Yeah,
there's a very nice sweetness to this one, and a nice viscosity to this one for bourbons under $30. Quite good. Let's move on to B.
All right,
see what we think of B.
The roll.
And once again, my beautiful bride, she set us up on these, so these have had time to air out before we started. So I'm just going to roll right away. I think I'm going to have my bride set these up for me every time and air them out, or at least I set them up, because usually I'm popping the cork right away. And
yeah,
I'm going to change the way I approach this.
I don't know. Keep popping that cork for your ASMR videos.
You like those?
I do enjoy those. Those are good. Those are good to watch, guys. You should definitely check those out.
What do you think of the legs on this one? Coming down a little bit quicker, it seems.
Yeah, for sure. And what does that tell you? Does that tell you anything about?
if they come down a little bit quicker, it's not quite as viscous, not quite as thick.
So what causes a thickness in a whiskey alchemist?
The every single one of these are non-chill filtered, from my knowledge.
Okay.
The only one that maybe is chill filtered is maybe the Wild Turkey. If anyone knows for sure, please put that in the comments. From my knowledge, Wild Turkey was still gonna chill filter their whiskey until sometime in 2025 or 2026. I'm not 100% sure on that one, so you caught me a little bit off guard. So anyone knows, like, please let me know in the comments. But I think Wild Turkey might still chill filter theirs. But non-chill filtering keeps it more viscous. Chill filtering actually makes it a little bit thinner. And what a non-chill filter does is keep that oil in the whiskey. Non-chill filtering a chill filter takes that oil out, so it makes it a little bit thinner. Personally, I like the oil. I like that viscosity. If I get a whiskey in my mouth and I get that creaminess, that oily in a whiskey, that's one of the first things that just like, do
you think that enhances or
for me it does.
the flavor?
For me it does.
Oh, is that okay? And I was wondering, is that the oil? Is that where some like a lot of the flavor comes from?
Yeah, well, it's not. It's maybe not a flavor so much.
Just a texture, maybe.
It's a texture that's really good. Sometimes I question, and I love to. This is another one that I love to hear someone's opinion in the comments. Sometimes I attribute, when I get a really viscous whiskey, sometimes I attribute that viscosity to butteriness. I don't know if that's right or not, but it seems to always play hand in hand to me. When it's really viscous, it's like, wow, this seems buttery as well. So I don't know if that's a thing. I'd love to hear from y'all out there if anyone else has that same connection, or if it's just me. But everyone's whiskey journey, like I always say, is different. Mm-hmm. So I'd like to hear if someone else attributes the same thing, or if I'm just a crazy old redneck.
Well, I would lean toward the latter option.
You're probably right.
No, I am. Right when you said that, so you said non-chilled gives it that oil, right? Or is it the okay? So you might be either truly an alchemist or you Jedi mind tricked me, because I took my sip right when you said the butteriness, and as I pulled it away, I got like a sensation of like a thickness or a buttery kind of, and maybe that's just how impressionable I am. So it's good for you to maybe make me go first, because it's kind of actually an interesting psychology question for you whenever you're ready. And maybe you're not able to answer this, it's just popped into my head. So you just let me know when you're ready for my loaded question.
This one has a nice... I'll let you go first. Boy, that's...
If anyone's wondering why I'm the whiskey wimp, you can just look at my face right now. That was a bit of a harsh sip. But as the flavors come in, there is definitely some enjoyment to be had there. I think I'm getting... It's definitely an ethanol sensation, but it's not nearly as sweet as the last. I want to get... I'm saying like a tartness to it. Is that...
explain your definition of tart.
Like a...
I gotta go in for another one. I like that one. That's good. That is good.
Well, when it comes to tart, I'm trying to put this in like a way of whiskey. Like it almost tastes like if you put like a sweet tart on your tongue, or like a sour lemon head, like that kind of feeling you get on your tongue. Not in like a bad way, but almost
feeling or flavor.
It's like a combination of both, because it's happening at the same time. So, but I kind of get like a sensation, sure, but also like a flavor of like a. It's not quite sweet, but it's not like sour either. It's just like a tartness. It's like right in that line.
I get a nice. what I would define as a nice, I don't know, nice barrel char, a nice
char.
depth of barrel flavor, and then a viscosity on the forefront of my tongue. And I know I said it about butteriness. I get a buttery sweetness. Like I would call this like a butter caramel. Like if you made a homemade caramel and you're making it with butter, and you get a buttery caramel, not a butterscotch, a buttery caramel, and then you get this nice barrel char.
Maybe that char is what I was trying to describe. Like
I'm not trying to influence you. I'm just trying to talk through what I'm getting through my experience. It could be what you're getting,
or I'm being indoctrinated. Who knows?
It could be. But and then the finish on this one it's delightful. I mean, it finishes so nice on the back of my palate forever.
I did kind of notice like a lingering to it.
Yeah.
That's why I sat there and was like, because it kind of felt like it was still processing on the flavor. And
for me, on the back of my palate, it lingers nice and long, and it's a sweet barrel lingering, and I get barrel spices lingering on the back of my palate, and it's delicious for me. And when you're talking a whiskey or a bourbon that's under $30 and it tastes this nice,
yeah,
I'm keeping it on my. I can't wait to find out what this one is because I'm keeping it on my shelf. That's for sure.
Right. Awesome.
Want to go on to C?
Yeah, let's do it.
You ready? All right, let's roll this guy. Being the old man the alchemist is, I gotta put. Oh man, I rolled too hard. Rolled that right out of my hand. That's got some pretty decent legs to it too. Oh. Okay, folks, I can't help myself. I gotta tell you this. So by now you know my beautiful bride's out there filming us. She is laughing at me the entire time out there as she's filming us. Mia Moore, what are you laughing at?
Nothing, you spilled on yourself.
I know I did. I was rolling this glass, and my goal is to get as much of the glass coated as I can. I got a little bit aggressive. I think. Oh no, I gotta keep my. I'm so used to like telling you all what I'm getting right away. I forget I've got my bourbon bro here, and I'm trying to bring him along his journey. I don't want to influence the whiskey wimp here, so my biggest struggle today is keeping my thoughts to myself for a little while.
Before I go into it, I want you to consider this question.
All right.
With the depth that you are able to elucidate your feelings, thoughts, experiences with whiskey. I mean, you're like James Patterson talking about this stuff.
No.
I feel like a third grader giving a book report on a book he didn't read. However, I'm curious in terms of like how things impact the way things taste. Do you think bottle design, if you look at a bottle, do you think that can influence how people will experience the whiskey? Or is that anything that's something?
You know what? A lot of things can influence the way it tastes. For example, just being here today and knowing that I'm doing a blind, I'm gonna just tell you just being here today, doing our first blind that we did, I psych myself out just doing this. I know the 3 bottles that we have here today.
Right.
I know what one I like the best.
Right.
I'm psyching myself out tasting all of these, and what one I want to be the best, and will I choose it? So I want to have a flavor in one of these.
Oh, so you're almost
Right?
seeking the flavor.
I'm almost seeking the flavor, and I haven't found it yet. So it's I can psych myself out, and what
Right.
I'm trying too hard today.
Yeah.
So I've got to relax, and I've got to just try to enjoy our banter, our talk, and relax
Just
a little
walk
bit.
your whiskey away.
Exactly. And then the first blind, I wanted one to win, and I psyched myself out on which one it was, and I did the wrong one. And right now I'm trying too hard, so that can influence it.
You're just a passionate guy.
Right? Exactly. I love whiskey, and
Oh, really?
and it's really about enjoy a bottle that you have, and I've had some bottles that just really haven't done it for me at all. And what I've done with those bottles,
Say names.
No. I've let those bottles sit on my shelf for a few months, and I've tried them again, and if they haven't hit for me, I've brought in a friend and shared it with them. If they've liked it, then I've actually given away a bottle.
I would like to try some of these bottles.
All right. What do you think of C?
I think I need to take another sip. Okay, this cannot be true.
Go for it.
The first word that came to my mind after I sipped that was coconut. I do not know why. Because I know what coconut flavored alcohol tastes like.
All right.
Could you have any?
I absolutely do not have coconut, but why do you get coconut? I don't eat coconut. I get coconut in my mouth.
But it tastes.
I've got to get it out as fast as it gets in my mouth. So you tell me what coconut tastes like and why this tastes like coconut.
Well, I personally don't necessarily enjoy coconut on its own.
Okay.
Like about straight.
Is coconut sweet?
Yeah, it's like a sweetness to it, but maybe I'm thinking like coconut water, coconut milk. It's got
And what is coconut milk?
It's like the water that's stored in the coconut.
No, but what is that?
Oh.
What is that as a flavor?
It's almost like a thick water with a creamy aftertaste. Is how I would describe it. And I'm sure your viewers will be like, this guy doesn't know what coconut water or whiskey tastes like. But that's all that comes to my mind, And sitting here with the alchemist, I'm not going to lie to you, alchemist. Sometimes I'm like, he's looking at you. Think of a flavor. But that wasn't the case this time. No. It popped into my head.
That's great. That's great that you get your own. And I get more of a light brown sugar.
Oh, really?
With hints of cherry.
Really?
Yep.
That is so far off from coconut. It's crazy how we got that.
It really is, and that's why it really surprised me that you have coconut, because I honestly couldn't even tell you what coconut tastes like, and so how far off is hints of brown sugar and cherry to coconut? I have no idea. Yeah. And my beautiful bride also probably couldn't tell me what coconut tastes like because she's allergic to coconut.
Oh.
And so if she ever had coconut, it would not be good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I don't know how to even connect the two.
Well, think of a creamy water.
I don't even know how water can be creamy.
That's just my best way of describing coconut. It's like creamy water. It doesn't have a super strong taste.
Isn't that milk?
Fair. This tastes like milk.
Then I'm gonna have to
maybe almond milk. No, that's not right. I think I'm confusing my palate here.
I have had some read some whiskey reviews
Mm-hmm.
where they have said there are hints of coconut in it.
Really?
I cannot say that any one of these three have had any review that have said hints of coconut in it, but it's not off profile to say that you could come up with coconut in your flavor profile. Because to me, coconut milk always has a sweetness to it. When I talk to anyone, like when I travel to China, for work, everyone in China who has coconut milk, they have it because it is sweet.
There is a sweetness, but like honestly, the sweetness at this point, maybe I felt like it was a redundant kind of characteristic to the profile, because it's like every one of these have had a sweetness.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, and on the
like,
nose,
what else though?
the sweetness on the nose to me is just it's a light brown sugar for the sweetness to it. I don't get the cherry on the nose at all.
Mm-hmm.
I get the light brown sugar on the nose, and I also get the barrel and the barrel spice on the nose. That's it. I only pick up that cherry on the palate.
So, tell me how your tongue works. Wait,
That's a question for my wife.
what I meant was,
Would you like to say palate? Maybe there's a better way to ask that
well,
question.
yeah, there's definitely better. See, a total new whiskey wimp. Oh man, now I have to totally set here.
So on the palate,
Well, like, because I'm wondering, like, if sections of your tongue are
totally.
like, when it hits this part, I taste this part. You get what I'm saying?
On the palate, you've got the very tip of the palate, right?
Yeah.
And initially, you get usually some sort of either a sweetness or the heat from the ethanol.
Right.
And then a lot of times on a really good whiskey, you'll get something that spreads to the sides of the palate,
Mm-hmm.
and then you'll get something that gets the top mid palate, and then that spreads and it gets towards the very back of your palate. It's typically how a good whiskey will hit you.
Okay.
When you have a simple whiskey that has not much expression at all, you'll usually get something that just hits kind of just the tip and mid palate, kind of all together at the same time. You don't get much on the sides. Maybe you'll get on the sides, but you don't notice it because it's the same as the mid palate, tip mid palate, and there's just not much complexity to it.
Okay.
And then you'll get something on the back of the tongue, on the back of the palate, but it's really more on a low end or a low expression, not very complex whiskey. It's typically something that's just drying your palate out.
Okay.
But on like this one that I had, this last one for myself, that sweetness came right along with the barrel, and it complemented it for me.
So it went barrel sweetness, or is there any delay?
No, I had a nice sweetness on the tip of my tongue.
Right.
On this one, it was quite nice. On the mid palate, is where the sweetness mixed with cherries, and on the back of the palate, I had more barrel, and I had barrel spices, and then the sweetness complemented it.
Okay.
So, but now I think it's time for us to pick one.
A favorite?
Yeah, which one's your favorite?
I'll have to go with A.
All right, why'd you like A?
I think it, like I said, it just brought back memories of college.
Right.
I mean,
I'm going with B.
Yeah.
B had that complexity that I like with just an extra barrel char and extra. I don't know. There was a sweetness in it that I liked with it.
What did you think it was?
I don't want to do that again. I'm wrong every time I guess.
Just tell me.
I think it was 101.
Okay. What did you think yours was? I know you don't know, but just
A.
Yeah. What did you think it was?
The Jim Beam.
Okay. Now do you want to know?
Sure.
So A was Buffalo Trace.
Wow.
B was Wild Turkey.
I was right for once.
And C was Jim Beam.
I was right on every single one in my mind, but I didn't want to say anything because I'm usually wrong.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this reminds me of drinking Jim Beam in
All right.
college, and it's
Well, once again, you all, thanks for tuning into this one. I appreciate you all coming in. Whiskey Wimp, I had a fantastic time with you again on this
likewise.
one.
This is awesome.
This is great. So as you all know, I love to have you all coming back around. And as the Whiskey Wimp told me, I need to say, please hit that like and subscribe so I can keep this all going. And please take it easy. Don't drink and drive. Cheers.
Cheers.